Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slang Hope, and I got another video for y'all. In this video, I'm gonna be doing another book review. Before I even get into the book, you already know what to do. If you're enjoying the content, if you're rocking with me, you could click the link in the description. I'm gonna post a link to the book from Amazon, but also there's a link of a documentary, We Came to Heal, and also my own book, which is called Who Profits When Black Men Gangbang. So if you want to show support, you could go do that. I also got my social medias in the description below. Okay, so let's get into the book review, right? So it's called The Four Agreements. Many of y'all is very familiar with this book. The book is about 130 pages long, also like 7 chapters. And one of the reasons I chose to read this book is like many of my other books, right? It was a recommendation from some colleagues, some friends. It's a self-help book, also a personal growth book. So that's kind of like what was one of the main reasons that I read it or why I purchased it, because I'm very big on like self-help. A lot of the answers that we be looking for like lie within ourselves, right? So I'm gonna read y'all briefly the Four Agreements. Now again, it has 7 chapters, so that's just why I read it. What the book is about, it's about the 4 agreements, right? So agreement number 1 is be impeccable with your word, right? And that's speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So even though I'm going to read what the agreements are, doesn't mean you shouldn't get the book. Because like I said, the book is 7 chapters long. I'm just reading the 4 agreements. So there's other things that they add in the book that you might be able to benefit from that I'm not going to get into. The next agreement is don't take anything personally. We all know we can benefit from that, right? Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Okay, so that's agreement number 2. Agreement number 3 is don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can and avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. All right? How many times we make assumptions about what somebody say? And the last agreement is always do your best. So as your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. So yeah, those are the 4 agreements. That's what the book is about, right? It's about some ancient Toltec wisdom, right? So those are the 4 agreements. What I got from the book was basically, as I'm reading some of these things, right, like just be mindful what you say. Like be mindful of what you put out there, right? Like the energy that your voice, your tongue, right, your mouth carries. A lot of times we just be saying things and we don't care, and we speak evil against ourselves, against other people, and yeah, I think a lot of times we should be more mindful about the things that we say and the emotional verbal scars that we leave on people, or speak against ourselves when we're not mindful about that. Also about taking things personally. I think oftentimes when people do certain things, we tend to take things personally, lose sleep, get in our feelings about it. And yeah, it causes us a lot of issues, dramas, etc. Like things that we necessarily wouldn't go through if we just viewed it like the book is explaining, like you doing that because of something that happened to you in your life. It doesn't necessarily mean it's because of me, right? So this is also something that I'm getting from it, right? Like when people do certain things, like not to take it that serious. And also understand that there's something underlying that they haven't addressed that is part of the problem. I'm not saying that maybe I didn't do anything, right? And if you read the book, it will say that. It doesn't mean that you didn't do anything. But what it really means is that like the root source of why people are upset or they are bothered is because of something that they haven't addressed, and you might have rubbed on that and triggered them, right? But the real root is whatever happened before you was even there. Um, don't make assumptions, right? So many times when we hear somebody say something, we assume what they mean instead of asking questions for more understanding, instead of asking for clarity, right? Which is still, we'll go back to understanding. So there's a lot of different things we can do. We can pause. But most of the times what we do is we assume. We assume that the way somebody said it, especially through text, we assume that the way somebody said it, they meant the worst thing possible. Again, this goes back to your own issues, right? Because we have our own issues, we tend to become defensive and we assume the worst, right? And that leads to conflict, that leads to arguments, that leads to fights, that leads to the worst case scenario, deaths, right? So don't make assumptions. I never want to assume that somebody has ill intent, or somebody is like scheming on me or plotting on me. But we get it, right? We got to survive. We got to move a certain way, but you also got to be self-reflecting. And always do your best. Like, I think we always hard on ourselves. We always like, did I really put the most effort that I could have put in this situation? But if you always leave a situation like you did your best, you left no stone unturned, to your ability, you really don't have like those kind of like regrets, or like life heartaches, right? Because you understand and you know deep down within yourself that you did your best, right? So these are some of the things that I thought about while I was like reading the book. I just thought about like a whole bunch of situations that like, if I would have just asked more questions, I would have got more clarity, right? If I would have just like not taken it personally, it would have never led into conflict, or me feeling some kind of way, overburdened or whatever. If I just remain impeccable with my word, and speaking good things about myself instead of speaking negative things, so I was just thinking about all of those things, but that's the nutshell of the book, right? And the last thing is how I plan on implementing it. I think I already covered some of that. I just plan on implementing it from time to time, rereading the book, and trying to stay true to these things, right? Like keeping my word when I say something, and if I can't achieve that thing, like if I say I'm going to do something, then maybe reschedule or tell the person, you know what, I can't make it, I can't do this, because it's important to keep your word, right? When you say you're going to do something, do it. Speak kindly about yourself. If you can't make something, communicate that. Also, like, what's the next one? Not taking anything personally. I think it's very hard sometimes because, like I said, we all got like our little issues that rub us the wrong way. And we have our opinions, right? Like, especially today, we live in politically correctness, where people take things so personal. Like, if somebody votes for Trump, if somebody is a Republican, if somebody agrees with Candace Owens, if somebody is just like anything that is contrary to what we believe, we tend to take personally, and we be like, I ain't talking to you. Or, people be ready to trade blows when it's like, yo, life is so much easier when you don't take it that personal. If somebody's not directly overstepping your bounds to kind of like harm you or bring ill towards you, like, and it's just a dialogue, like, you don't have to take it personally. And yeah, the making assumptions and just doing my best. I think sometimes I'm very hard on myself, especially if I feel like I'm not in the place that I want to be. And I be in my head a lot. I be overthinking things. Sometimes when things happen, I know it's because of my fault and what my hands have brought forth. So yeah, I think this book, that's how I plan on implementing it. This book is going to be very helpful, because a lot of those things are like simple, everyday things that we go through. Especially doing my best, right? Between the doing my best, not making assumptions, and they're all really good. But taking things personally and doing my best, I think like they kind of like go hand in hand with me, because sometimes when I feel like I'm not doing my best, I take it personally, and I should. But sometimes I take it too personally to the extent that like I'm in my head a lot. I'm kicking myself in the behind. I'm saying, damn, I'm not in the place where I want to be, or damn, I missed out on the opportunity, or damn, I didn't work hard enough, or damn, like I slacked on this. So, I tend to take things so personally, to the point that sometimes it renders me paralyzed, right? So that's how I plan on implementing it. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.